Okay, good morning, students. Am I audible? Hello, students. Am I audible? Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. Okay, is the screen visible to all? Okay, okay. Now the entire screen is visible. Unit number one, financial planning and shareholder value. Okay, so very good morning to one and all. Now we are going to start our unit number one, that is financial planning and shareholder value. In the last lecture, we have seen the financial planning. What is financial planning and how to plan for your financial activity? So, the basic of your financial planning is what? To understand first what is your income, to manage your expenditure, and whatever the saving or whatever the rest of money is with you, you can invest that money in such a way that you can earn the maximum profit or the return on your investment in an appropriate manner. So the financial planning plays an important role in the development of companies' financial aspects, as well as for as concern your personal strategy for investment planning. So financial planning plays a very important role. So let us start with the financial planning and shareholder value. So before that, students, you can see here in advanced financial management or financial planning and shareholder value, so you should understand first the concept of finance. What is finance? The term finance is mainly perceived as equivalent to money. Finance means money, but finance is not exactly money. It is a source of providing funds for a business activity. Say, for example, in the last semester in financial management, I have explained you one topic, that is capital budgeting. What is capital budgeting? So, you have to utilize the techniques of capital expenditure for the purpose of investment of your capital. So the first step, there are three broad categories in financial management. The first category is what? To raise the capital. That is financing activity is the first step in financial management. The second step is what? To invest the capital in the long term asset as well as in the long term asset. And the third one is a dividend decision. So similarly, here, the finance is not exactly money, but it is a source of providing funds for a business activity. Say, for example, if you are going to start your own business, so what is the first requirement? The first requirement is to raise the capital. Capital means money. The capital is required for running business successfully, or we can say that without capital one cannot survive or businessman cannot survive into the business. So finance is also referred as funds or capital when referring to the needs of a corporate body. Again, the second part, see, need for financial management. Why financial management is required? See, the financial management is important in all types of business as well as government operations like hospitals and schools. So financial managers are involved in crucial decisions which affect the firm's profitability. It means the various decisions such as what products need expansion, where to obtain funding. So these questions are related with the financial activities, or we can say that these concepts or these questions are related with the funding strategies. But in the last semester, oh sorry, in your first semester, we have seen one subject, that is economic analysis for business decision. In that, we have seen the basic economic problem, that what to produce, how to produce, where to produce. So that economic problem is similarly in financial management, that type of question, like what products need expansion, where to obtain funding, whether to manufacture the same internally or subcontract are same. So the questions that financial management seeks to answer are, so similarly, when we have seen the basic economic problem, so there were economic tools, managerial economic tools and techniques was there to solve the basic economic problem. So here the questions arise for the purpose of raising the funds, so need to answer the following questions: that what is percentage of funds needed by the business? Say for example, in financial planning, so you need to understand first your earning, and second is your expenditure. So again, expenditure has three parameters, that on priority, on middle, or on latter. So similarly, in this concept, in financial management, what type of funds, or how many, what is percentage of funds needed by the business, whether this should be obtained from borrowing, or what percentage should be sourced from the owners. In the last semester, I have already explained you there are two types of raising the capital, that is own capital and the borrowed capital. But own capital has limited scope or has some limitations. So uh, in the borrowed capital, so business can raises capital through issue of shares, issue of debentures, issue of short term bonds, long term bonds, or there are various financial strategies, uh, like loans from financial institutions, commercial banks, public banks. Even in the financial institutions, the capital market and the money market working for providing sources, providing funds for the business. So there are many kinds of financial institutions or financial systems has already exist into the market. So from where the business can raises their capital. So this involves the decisions on composition of mix of funds through own sources and the borrowed sources. Then what percentage of the annual profits should be paid to shareholders as dividends, and percentage of amount to be plugged back into the business. Third question is it worthwhile for the enterprise to change as per technological advancements, thereby analyzing the advantages and disadvantages, planning and controlling the financial affairs? Even the decision of financing the assets, defining the composition of fixed assets, financing, analyzing returns and yields. So these are the need for financial management. Now students see phases of finance function. Phases. So the first phase is what? See, the financial management evaluation is divided into traditional phase and the modern phase. The role of financial management in the traditional phase was limited to an extent of identifying the funds requirement for bulk financial corporations and raising of funds and administrating them for the funds, thereby meeting the financial needs. So this phase was, however, a very narrow phase and focused only on happening of certain periodic events. म्हणजे काय की फक्त बेसिक गोष्टींवर त्यांचा फोकस होता, दॅट हाऊ टू रेज द कॅपिटल अँड what are the sources available with them. So they are only concerned with that points. So finance was mainly viewed from the point of view of bankers and investment bankers, lenders. So during the modern phase, post liberalization scenario with growth in the economy and accelerate pace in the development of more analytical way. So what happened in this regard? So it increasing the complexities in the function of the financial system. So a need to enhance the financial system was felt. So similarly, the modern phase is considered ways or and means of raising the funds as well as the effective utilization of funds. The growth in the economy indicate the growth in the financial system. So the finance emerged as a separate field from accounting. It evolved from business combination of various big corporations during early 90s. So these enterprises become big, involving various complex decisions to be made and requirement of a huge capital outlays. So again, the investment decision, that in the last semester in detail I have already explained you these decisions. So first decision is financing, means to raise the capital. Second decision is the investment decisions, it means to allocate that capital or to invest that capital into the short term asset as well as long term asset. When we are think about to invest the capital into the short term asset, is called as a current asset, because that current assets are those assets which can easily converted into the hard cash, and that hard cash is helps to meet the day to day expenditure of business, and that is called working capital. Then, if investment decisions regarding the investment of capital into the long term asset, it means the fixed asset. So, there are four types of techniques are there, capital expenditure techniques that business can use or can apply for the purpose of identifying the best option, suitable or profitable options for investing the capital into that particular parameter. So the investment decision, financing decisions plays an important role in this regard. And third decision, that dividend decision. Dividend decision is the third major financial decision, because see, issue of shares is one of the most important and most favorable options for raising the capital. And in this regard, the dividend decision plays an important role. If you want to it if you means businessman, if businessman want to attract more shareholders that to buy shares from the business, from the company, so they need to develop the profitable or the attractive dividend policy. Because if the shareholders thinks that they will get maximum dividend from their investment into the shares, so they can easily get attracted to the particular company. Say for example, those students who are continuously what we can say, that they are trading, they are trade, or they are in the activity of trading the or buying the shares, they are buying the shares in intraday, or buying shares in holdings, so they know this concept. If dividend, the payout ratio plays an important role while purchasing or while investing money into the shares. So attractive dividend decision or attractive dividend policy very plays a very important role for attracting more shareholders for the purpose of purchasing the shares from the business, and the businessman can raises their capital through the issue of shares. So the optimum dividend policy is one that maximizes the market value of the firm shares. Thus, if shareholders are not indifferent to the firm's dividend policy, the financial manager must determine the optimum dividend payout ratio. Liquidity decision. See, liquidity decision is another important decision, because current asset management that affects the firm's liquidity. Say for example, uh, if the current asset is less than current liability, then what will happen? There will be the situation of negative working capital. If there is a negative working capital, then you means businessman cannot run the production activity on the daily basis. So they are even unable to procure raw material from the vendor. They even unable to pay the wages to the laborers. So the working process gets stopped. The finished goods may not be produced. Then what will happen? The company goes into the loss. So working capital or current assets is very important in this regard. So it would thus be clear that financial decisions directly concern the firm's decision to acquire or dispose of assets and require commitment or recommitment of funds on a continuous basis. It is in this context that finance functions are said to influence production, marketing, and other functions of the firm. So this is consequence finance functions may affect the size, growth, profitability, and the risk of the funds. So students, now see the introduction of financial management that we have already discussed in the last semester, even in the last lecture. So everyone knows what is finance and what is the introduction of financial management. Now see, this is very important part in your in this semester. So now I want to just ask you students, Jay Pawar. Okay. Students, can you please tell me, have you understood the things what I have explained you? Students, there are 6 students present in today's lecture. Arti Ghatke is there. Arti, are you there? Arti, you got what I have explained? Okay. So, can you explain what is financial management? Okay, no problem. See, the language is not barrier. Akshata, Raskar, are you there? Yes, Akshata, what is financial management? Okay, no problem. Why you are not answering the what questions I have asked you? The main thing is what? There is a lack of reading from your side. So that's why you are unable to explain the things. See, in the last lecture, I have already explained you कि what is bookkeeping and accountancy. Students, see now, see Akshata, Arti, please concentrate. What is bookkeeping and accountancy? What is managerial accounting? These are the one part. And second part is what is financial management. Bookkeeping and accountancy is what? It is concerned with the recording of business transaction which may be happen into the two parties. So that recording of business transaction and accountancy is what? It is an art. It provides guidelines. Accountancy provides tools and techniques. Accounting provides some guidelines like golden rules of accounting. So with using the 3 golden rules of accounting, you can journalize your business transaction into the journal entry or in the books of accounts. So with the help of that journal entry, you can prepare ledger account. Once with using the rules and regulations of accounting, you can identifying the balancing figure from ledger account. Once you get the debit balance and the credit balance from ledger account, you can easily prepare the trial balance. Again, with the help of trial balance and the adjustment given below, you can use the dual aspect or double entry system rules and regulations of accounting, and you can posted 2 entries of the same adjustment in either trading either trading account, profit and loss account, or balance sheet. Once you prepare trading account, so you can transfer gross profit or gross loss to the profit and loss account. Once you calculate the profit and loss account, you can easily identify either net profit or net loss, and that profit or loss you may transfer into the liability side, and you may add or less into the capital. And once all the items to be posted in these 3 accounts, then you can tally, you can finalize your liability and asset side. So that balance sheet shows the financial position of the business. So this is the one part of accountancy. Arti, Akshata, are you there? Are you listening me carefully? Yes. So this is the part of bookkeeping and accountancy. So moral of the story is what? Accountancy is what? It gives tools and techniques that how to journalize or how to maintain the record in the books of account of business transaction. Now see what is financial management. So before that, everyone knows what is management. So it is a manage, main, tactfully, technically, systematically. Now it is the time of managing your finance. Managing your finance means what? So being a financial manager of a business, being a financial manager of a business, you should focus on the three broad categories which I have already explained you. कोणत्या ब्रॉड कॅटेगरीज? द फर्स्ट इज फायनान्सिंग. In this concept of financing, here as a financial manager, you should focus on raising the capital, providing the capital to the business, because without capital the business cannot run. So it is the duty of financial manager to provide capital, to raise the capital, to focus on how to raise the capital is the first step. The second step is investing. Once you raise the capital, the second important decision is what? To invest that capital into the proper channel. जसं तुम्हाला महिन्याचा पगार मिळाला, बिझनेसमधनं मिळाला किंवा नोकरीतनं मिळाला, जे काय पैसे तुम्हाला महिन्याला आले, तुम्ही सगळा पैसा उडवता का, सगळा खर्च करता का? तर मिळालेलं उत्पन्न आणि तुमचा खर्चाचे फक्त पैसे बाजूला काढतात आणि उरलेले इन्व्हेस्ट करतात. सिमिलरली, once the capital is raised, the second important decision is investment of that capital. So again, investment, there are two parameters. First is the short term investment and second is the long term investment. So as far as concern, the investment of capital into the short term asset is called as current asset. Why current asset? Because current assets are those assets which can easily converted into hard cash, and that hard cash may be utilized, or that hard cash is required to meet the day-to-day expenditure of business. But day-to-day expenditure of business means what? The purchasing of raw material, work in process, or the expenditure which requires to pay the certain amount of money within a 1 year of a period of time, that may concern into the short term assets. But long term asset means what? Long term assets are fixed assets. Those cannot be converted into the hard cash. जसं तुम्हाला मिळालेला पैसा तुम्ही हाताशी काहीतरी ठेवता की नाही घरी, सगळाच इन्व्हेस्ट करत नाही. की कुठे दवाखाना लागला, हे लागला, काही लागलं, पेट्रोल लागलं, तर ते तुमच्याकडे हार्ड कॅश हवे की नको म्हणून तुम्ही पैसे ठेवता. का तुम्ही सगळेच एफ डी मध्ये टाकता? म्हणजे मग पेट्रोल भरायचं असेल तर एफ डी मोडता का? नाही. तसंच सेम बिझनेसमध्ये पहिले कॅपिटल उभा केल्यानंतर त्या कॅपिटलचं इन्व्हेस्टमेंट होणं गरजेचं आहे. मग ते कॅपिटल शॉर्ट टर्म ॲसेटमध्ये किती ठेवायचं आणि लाँग टर्म ॲसेटमध्ये किती ठेवायचं, त्याचं प्रॉपर प्लॅनिंग असते. So the capital requires to invest into the short term asset is called as current assets, and which is also called as working capital. And the capital invest into the long term asset is called as investment into the fixed asset. So while investing capital into the long term assets, the business or the company may go through the capital expenditure techniques. Which techniques? So that is called as capital budgeting techniques. So like payback period, NPV, that is net present value, profitability index, average rate of return, internal rate of return, that you have already studied in the last semester. So these techniques are helps in deciding that which deciding that which project is profitable or which long term asset is profitable to invest the capital into that particular fixed asset. And the third decision is the dividend decision. So Arti, Akshata, what is financial management? So financial management is what? It is all about to manage the finance. It is all about to maintain the financial strategy. See here, what is finance? So management of funds is the most critical and important aspects of financial management of any business concern. We have discussed in the previous chapter that funds are required by business firm for different purpose. So these funds are required on a continuous basis to provide for routine operating expenses and working capital, for certain periodic events, mainly for the purpose of purchasing fixed assets, formation of a new company, merger acquisition, capital expansion, recognition of firm, liquidation, and improve methods and quality of production in case of technological advancement. So depending on the nature and purpose for which the funds are required, we may classify the requirements of funds in case of technological advancement. So depending on the nature and purpose for which the funds are required, we may classify the requirement of funds in mainly three types of finance. So these are the long term finance, medium term finance, and short term finance. So students, these three types of finance is very important part in your syllabus in this semester. See, आता long term finance काय आहे बघा. What is long term finance? If your exam this time, it is a chances of your examination, physical examination, but we are not sure about the physical examination. Your examination may be online or maybe physical, but we assume that if you are going the same pattern of online examination, then the in the MCQs, uh, the MCQs point of view, this topic is very important. Long term finance, funds which are required to be invested. So the business for a longer period in business, that is more than 5 years, is known as long term funds. Whatever the investment made by company, whatever the investment made by company for a longer period, that is more than 5 years, are termed as long term finance. It is also known as long term capital or fixed capital. So the maturity period for such type of funding is how much? So it is more than 5 years. So there is no ceiling on the maximum duration of long term finance. So this type of finance is used for purchase of fixed assets such as land and building, plant and machinery. So the amount of long term funds required depends on the type of business, size of the business, and the investment required for fixed assets. Say for example, the manufacture of steel, cement, chemical, and heavy engineering industries, they required huge amount of expenses. So on land and building and plant and machinery, even for the purpose of purchasing of other equipments. So compared to small factory or a small workshop, much smaller investment of fixed asset is required. Again, the next is, while traders require much smaller amounts for long-term investment as compared to the requirements of manufacturer. So this is because of trading concern do not require investing in any plant and machinery. The size of the business, or we can say that the nature of the business, helps the businessman to decide which type of investment may required into the fixed asset. Then the larger manufacturing require more long-term capital than small-scale enterprises. So again, the nature of business is very important. If the business is a small scale, then the requirement of investment is less as compared to the long size or the larger size of the business. Then the long-term finance is required for acquisition of assets and modernization purposes in terms of technological development, etc. So the different sources of long-term finance are explained in the subsequent page. Now see the medium-term finance. All business firm organizations after need funds for a period exceeding 1 year and not more than 5 years for specific purposes. So this is referred to as medium term finance or medium term capital. So they may include the expense on modernization of land and machinery, introduction of a new product, adoption of new methods of production or distribution, or an advertisement campaign. So, the necessity of this type of finance generally arises on account of changes in technology or increasing competition. Manufacturing industries are more often in need of such finance. So, the amount required depends on nature of purpose. The expenditure incurred is regarded as an investment because higher returns expected out of it. And what is short term finance? So this type of finance is required for short period of up to 1 year. So the main purpose of short term financing is to meet or finance the day to day requirements of a business. For example, trading business requires more working capital, since in such a type of business finished goods are bought and sold, money remains circulation. So now students, yes, now again I want to ask to Akshata. Akshata, are you there? Akshata Raskar. Huh. So, are you working or? Yes, Akshata. Now you can tell me in brief what are the main difference between the long term source, short term source, and medium source. Okay. Yes, yes. Continue. Absolutely right. Very good. Very good. So this is very important. Students, see, this subject is very easy to understand, even very easy to apply. So because why? Because you have already studied the basic concept in semester one. We have seen the basic concept of managerial accounting. In semester number two, we have discussed the various terms or terminologies related with the financial management. And now in this semester, this is advanced financial management. जसं लास्ट सेमिस्टरला आपण काय बघितलं की फर्स्ट डिसिजन इज फायनान्सिंग, सेकंड इज इन्व्हेस्टिंग अँड थर्ड इज डिव्हिडंड. So in investing, so again there are short term investment and the long term investment. But in this advanced financial management, now we are going to study one more, that is medium term finance. Long term finance more than 5 years, medium term finance 1 to 5 years, and short term finance less than 1 year. So this is the advancement, or that we can say that this is the advanced points which have covered into this uh, in this subject, that is advanced financial management. Okay, so this is the types of finance. Now students, see objectives of financial management. So what are the objectives? The owners of a company are the equity shareholders who purchase the shares of the company and expect a return in the form of dividend on the amount invested and an increase in the market value of the share. Even the management of the company main objective is to increase or maximize the profit. Experts in financial management have certified the view that the goal of financial management of a firm is maximization of economic welfare of its shareholders. Maximization of economic welfare means maximization of wealth of its shareholders. Shareholders' wealth maximization is reflected in the market value of the firm's share. A firm's contribution to the society is maximized when it maximizes its value. So the maximization of profit, that that is the main or primary objectives of every business organization. But other than that, maximizing the shareholders' wealth is one another important point that uh, that is the another or that is more important to understand. So maximizing the shareholders wealth means what? The shareholders wealth is represented by the market price of a firm's common stock. The price at which the stock is treated at the marketplace is the value. Again, value is represented by the market price of the ordinary share of the company over the long run, which is a reflection of a company's investment and financing decisions. जसं आता याच्यासाठी मी एक सिंपल एक्झाम्पल देतो. समजा आता तुम्हाला म्हटलं की टाटाचं प्रोडक्ट आहे आणि अशोक लेलँडचं प्रोडक्ट आहे. तर जनरली लोकांचा एक कल असतो की लगेच ते म्हणतात नाही टाटाचा घेऊ किंवा अशोक लेलँड कुठलं पण. पण एक जनरली आपल्यासमोर काय येते की टाटा, कारण फेमस झालेला आहे. बरोबर आहे. मग आता व्हाय टाटा? व्हाय नॉट अशोक लेलँड और व्हाय अशोक लेलँड अँड व्हाय नॉट टाटा? आता दोन्ही कंपन्यांनी त्यांचं मॅक्सिमायझेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट हे ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह त्यांचं आता पूर्ण सत्कारणी लावलेलं आहे. सो द नेक्स्ट इज व्हॉट? मॅक्सिमायझिंग शेअर होल्डर्स वेल्थ. इट मीन्स व्हॉट? की जेव्हा दोन नावं समोर येतात आणि आपण पहिले एखादं सिलेक्ट करतो, सो दॅट इज देअर शेअर होल्डर्स वेल्थ. So that shareholders' wealth is represented by the market price of a firm's common stock, because the price at which the stock is traded at the marketplace is the value. So that value is important. जसं आपण म्हणतो की जसं एखादं प्रोडक्ट आहे, जे एखाद्या समजा साध्या व्यक्तीने, म्हणजे एक आपल्यासारखा एखादा जो नॉर्मल माणूस आहे, त्यांनी म्हणजे एखाद्या प्रोडक्टची जाहिरात करणं आणि एखाद्या सेलिब्रिटीनी त्याची जाहिरात करणं. सो दॅट इज द शेअर होल्डर्स वन. दॅट डिफरंट इज कॉल्ड द व्हॅल्यू, अँड दॅट व्हॅल्यू शुड बी ट्रीटेड इन टू द मार्केट. की त्या प्रोडक्टचं एखाद्या सामान्य माणसाने, ऑर्डिनरी माणसाने केलेली त्याची प्रमोशन आणि एखाद्या सेलिब्रिटीने केलेलं प्रमोशन, सो दॅट इज द डिफरंट. So value is represented by the market price of the ordinary share of the company over the long run. So which is a reflection of company's investment and financing decisions. So that is what? That is the maximizing the shareholders value. So the theory of finance is based on the assumption that the objectives of management is to maximize the market value of the company's shares. So it takes into account the present and and prospective future prospective future earning per share. So the timing and the risk of these earning, so the dividend policy of the firm, and many other factors that bear upon the market price of the stock. Even see students, what happened in that case? While maximizing the shareholders value, again the market price acts as the performance index or report card of the firm's progress and the potential a company is financed by the shareholders loan and other long term and short term creditors. The profit or cash flow generated by the business need to be shared by these stakeholders who have invested their funds in the business. Even all surplus funds, however, belong to the legal owner of the business, that is, its ordinary shareholders. However, equity holders are last in the queue as regards to dividend payment or repayment at the time of liquidation proceeds. So, wealth maximization is based on the concept of cash flow. Wealth maximization is based on cash flow generated and not on the accounting profit. So it also considers time value of money, which means translating cash flows occurring at different so periods into a comparable value, as it incorporates the risk associated with the cash flow. So students, so this is the maximization of the shareholders value. Have you understood, students, what we have discussed in these two lectures? In the first lecture, we have seen the basic concepts of financial planning. Even I have already explained you in that the various steps. I think there were 4 to 5 steps there to invest your finance to make an adequate or profitable planning for your investment. Now, in today's lecture, what we have seen the basic concept of finance, what is financial management, the three broad categories of finance, that is financing, investing, and dividend. The three types of finance, that is short long term finance, short term finance, and the medium term finance, and the objectives of firm, so in which there are two major objectives. First objective is maximization of profit, that is common for all, but the second is shareholders wealth, to maximize the shareholders wealth or wealth maximization plays an important objectives, or it is the secondary but which is very important uh, in increasing the market value of the shares of the business or market value of the business. So value is more important. जसं आता बघा एकाच कॉलेजेसमध्ये आपण बघतो की अनेक शिक्षक असतात किंवा एवढे संपूर्ण म्हणजे आपला एवढा मोठा महाराष्ट्र आहे, एवढा मोठा भारत आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये एवढे राज्य आहेत, एवढे जिल्हे आहेत, एवढ्या युनिव्हर्सिटीज आहेत, पण प्रत्येक ठिकाणी एवढे स्टुडंट्स आहेत आणि एवढाले शिक्षकही आहेत, पण प्रत्येक ठिकाणची त्या त्या स्टुडंट्सच्या पॉईंट ऑफ व्ह्यू, त्यांच्या त्यांच्या टीचरची एक व्हॅल्यू असते. So that value plays an important role for that teacher's point of view, as well as in our business, in our financial management, that value is very important for business point of view. So that maintain the value is again another challenge. First is create the value, and another challenge is to maintain that value is very important. So students, maximization of shareholders wealth is very important in this regard. Again, see, wealth maximization is based on cash flow generated and not on the accounting profit. So it also considers time value of money, which means translating cash flows occurring at different periods into a comparable value, as it incorporates the risk associated with the cash flow. Now see students, again the important part is what? That is what is shares. So shares is what? आता बरेच जण शेअरमध्ये इन्व्हेस्ट करतात, तर त्यांना शेअर्स म्हणजे काय या गोष्टी माहिती असतात. पण त्याच्याही पूर्वी आता मला एकच विचारायचं आहे, इथपर्यंत सगळ्यांना समजलं? नाहीतर आपले एक एक पॉईंट पुढे जातील आणि तुम्हाला मागचं काही समजणार नाही, असं नको व्हायला. या ऑनलाईन लेक्चरमध्ये मी एकीकडे शिकवतोय, तुम्ही तिकडनं ऐकताय, नाही ऐकताय, पण आम्ही असाच पूर्ण विश्वास ठेवतो की तुम्ही तिथे बसलेले आहात आणि तुम्ही ऐकताय, तुम्हाला समजते. पण इन रिटर्न क्वेश्चन तुम्हाला करता आले पाहिजे. नाऊ यू आर अ मॅनेजमेंट स्टुडंट्स, तुम्हाला प्रश्न पडले पाहिजे की शॉर्ट टर्म फायनान्स आहे, लाँग टर्म फायनान्स आहे. एखाद्याला प्रश्न पडला पाहिजे की व्हाय शेअर होल्डर्स वेल्थ, why not only profit? So there may be uh, what we can say, there may be a conflicts on the same parameters on the same ground, but the opinions may differ from students to students. Okay, so tell me, have you understood students? No voice from your side. I'm not able to see chat if you drop the message. Students, understood? Are you there? Hello? Hello? Students, are you there? Am I audible? Yes, Siley. Okay. Siley, understood? Okay. Now see, what is shares? सम इन्व्हेस्टर्स, आता आपल्याला शेअर्स म्हणजे माहिती आहे की आपण नुसतं ऐकू नये की या कंपनीचे शेअर्सचा इतका रेट आहे, त्या कंपनीचा शेअर्सचा एवढा रेट आहे, मग ह्या कंपनीचे आपण शेअर्स परचेस केले, मग कोणी सांगतं मी आज हे शेअर्स घेतले ते शेअर्स. बट व्हॉट इज शेअर्स? In at the time of interview, most of the in most of the cases students are unable to answer in a proper way. Okay, what is shares? See, some investors take lesser risk and are keen on receiving a regular income. So there are others who take greater risk in anticipation of huge profit in future. In order to tap the savings of such different types of people, a company may issue different types of shares. So the shares may be of two types, that is preference shares and the equity shares. So equity shares, which is purchased by the equity shareholders or the board of directors or owners of the business, or equity shareholders are the owners of the business. But what is preference shares? So the preference shares are the shares which carry preferential rights over the equity shares, की ज्यांना इक्विटी शेअर्स पेक्षा अधिक राईट्स असतात. These rights are receiving dividends at a fixed rate and receiving back the capital at the time of company. So the investment in these shares is safe, and a preference shareholder also gets dividend regularly. So there are different types of preference shares. But again, there are different types of shareholders shares are given. That is cumulative or non-cumulative. सगळ्यांना लक्षात आलं का? शेअर्सचे दोन प्रकार आहेत बघा. एक प्रेफरन्स शेअर्स आहेत आणि एक इक्विटी शेअर्स आहेत. तर इक्विटी शेअर काय आहे आपण नंतर बघू. व्हॉट इज प्रेफरन्स शेअर्स? तर प्रेफरन्स शेअर्स त्याच्या दोन कंडिशन नीट लक्षात घ्या. रिसिव्हिंग डिव्हिडंड्स ॲट अ फिक्स रेट. ते प्रेफरन्स शेअर होल्डर्सला त्यांचा जो काय डिव्हिडंड आहे, त्यांनी जे शेअर्स परचेस केले त्यावर तो अगदी फिक्स असतो. अँड दे मे गेट डिव्हिडंड रेग्युलरली. So that's why it is safe to purchase. Then there are again types of preference shares. So first type is cumulative and non-cumulative. So what is cumulative? What is non-cumulative? See, a non-cumulative preference shares gives right to a fixed percentage dividend of profit of each year declared. A non-cumulative preference shares gives the right to fixed percentage dividend of profit of each year declared. In case no dividend thereon is declared in any year because of absence of profit, the preference shareholder do not receive any income, nor can they claim unpaid dividend in the subsequent year. एखाद्या वर्षी जर कंपनीला प्रॉफिट झाला नाही आणि त्यांनी त्या वर्षी त्यांचा डिव्हिडंड दिला नाही, तर पुढच्या वर्षी ते या वर्षीचा किंवा न दिलेल्या इयरचा डिव्हिडंड मागण्यासाठी बांधील राहत नाही. दॅट इज कॉल्ड नॉन क्युम्युलेटिव्ह प्रेफरन्स शेअर्स. And exactly what is cumulative preference shares? So they can claim cumulative. समजा या वर्षी प्रॉफिट नाही झाला तर त्यांना जो अनपेड डिव्हिडंड आहे दे मे गेट इन द सबसिक्वेंट इयर्स. दॅट इज क्युम्युलेटिव्ह. क्युम्युलेटिव्ह मीन्स तो साचून राहतो. So in this case, dividends which are not paid in any year, the profit is not declared or the organization incurs losses, and then such dividends are accumulated and are paid out when the profits are available. मग जेव्हा काही प्रॉफिट होईल त्यावेळेला त्यांना तो शेअर्सवरचा जो काही डिव्हिडंड आहे तो त्यांना पे केला जातो. सो द सेकंड वन इज रिडीमेबल अँड नॉन रिडीमेबल. Redeemable and non-redeemable. So redeemable preference shares are preference shares which have to be repaid by the company, often the end of the term or on maturity date specific. Irredeemable preference shares mean preference shares need not repaid by the company, nor there is any fixed maturity term. So except on winding up the company, however, under the Indian Companies Act 1956, a company cannot issue irredeemable preference shares. Then participating preference shares and non-participating preference shares. These are the third type. First type, cumulative, non-cumulative. Second type is redeemable, irredeemable, and third type is participating and non-participating preference shares. So participating preference shares are entitled to a preferential dividend at a fixed rate with the right to participate further in the profits either along with or after payment of certain rate of dividend on equity shares. Even the non-participating share is one which does not possess such right to participate in the profits of the company after dividend and capital have been paid to the preference shares. So students, these are the preference shares and the types of preference shares. Now the next part is equity shares that we will continue into the next lecture. So in the last, just I would like to summarize the entire things which we have seen in today's lecture. First, we have discussed the basic concept of finance. Finance is generally related with the money, but finance is not money or money is not finance. It is all about to raise the capital, to provide capital, to maintain the capital. So the three broad categories need to we understand: the financing, investing, and the dividend policy. Dividend policy may get attract to the shareholders. They encourage to the shareholders to purchase the shares from the business. So the financial manager can raises the capital through this activity. Once the capital raised, the investment option, investment into the short term asset and long term assets plays an important role. So the three sources of finance, the three types or three sources of finance may taken into consideration, that is long term finance, short term finance, and the medium term finance. So it is similar like our financial planning to identify the expenditure, to identifying our earning ratio and our expenditure. So the rest of the money is very important or helps you to invest, to make more efficient or effective investment into this regard. So next, shares. So shares, some people wants to focus on the regular income, but some wants to take risk for the purpose of earning maximum profit from their investment. So they may purchase the shares. Again, the shares has two parameters, two types: preference shares and the equity shares. So in preference shares, so the features of preference share is what? It is a safe. Why? Because the interest for the dividend rate is fixed, and even they may get uh, their dividend on regular basis. But it has again three types, that is cumulative, non-cumulative preference shares. In case of cumulative, when we are talking about the cumulative preference shares, so which means if the company if the company may not earn the profit or may not declare the profit of the organizations, so they may give their remaining or unpaid dividend into the subsequent years. But in case of non-cumulative preference shares, so the dividend may not be paid or unpaid dividend may not be paid into the subsequent year because it is a type of non-cumulative preference shares. So even redeemable, irredeemable preference shares is that we have already seen. We have already discussed the participating preference shares and the non-participating preference shares. So students, so that's it for today's lecture. We have seen this entire part. So I request you to learn to read more and more parts. Take reference book from our library. That I am Pandey is one of the best book for financial management. So you may understand the basic concept of advanced financial management. So any query, any difficulty in understanding through this online platform, you may ask me, that I will explain you in detail also. But be prompt and be safe. Okay. Thank you. Any questions from your side, students? Students, you want to ask any question? Okay. So shall we stop?